All right, my friends, how the heck are you? My name's Aaron. I'm your astrologer giving you daily horoscope for Saturday the 19th of June 2021. We've got the moon moving through the middle to later degrees of the sign of Libra. It's all about balance. It's all about justice. It's all about the mind. Libra is an air sign. Air signs are all about information, communication, insight. This is upstairs. And it also deals with the other, our relationship with others. Where across the way, in Aries, it's all about self. It's doing what's right for me. It's going toward the light, going toward what's warm, what feels good, and going away from what feels bad. So over here in Libra, if somebody's like, okay, instead of going in this direction, I really want to go in this direction. And this is where we make compromises in our life instead of saying, well, I don't want to go there. It's like, okay, I'm willing to go to this space in this place with you because I love you, because I trust you, because you're a companion or a partner, any kind of partner in my life, a friend, a loved one, a family member, relative, whatever it may be. So we have a lot of trines happening today. Those trines are the light blue lines that go between air sign to air sign or earth sign to earth sign, whatever. They're in the same element. Those trines are an easy flow of energy. That doesn't always mean it's great. If you see somebody that has a lot of trines in their chart, sometimes there can be two things. One, we have a grand air trine. One, if it's a grand trine, it means in a certain way that it's just like the mind or the if it's air, this is the mind saying, I've got it all figured out. And my mind is this steel trap that's this impenetrable force that no one can get in or get, like, it's like I'm smarter than you. Okay, so sometimes when we see this air trine, this is like I've got it figured out and you're still playing catch up. The balance of this is saying we both have it figured out on our own and what makes sense for us according to where we are at in our lives. Let me show you the chart now. So this is early in the morning, 3 a.m., depending where you're at, of course. Moon trine to Saturn. Now, Saturn loves Libra. Saturn, although Saturn really rules Capricorn and its second ruling sign here is Aquarius, because it deals with structure and organization. When we found Uranus, the oddball planet, became more identified, with the Uranian rebellious breakthrough concept that Aquarius is. So Saturn, though, is exalted in the sign of Libra. So when it makes connections to Libra, it's extremely happy because this is about emotional justice. This is about emotional balance. And as you see here, we have not only this trine happening between the moon and Saturn, which Saturn, again, is the authority. And this is how we carve something out in nature. And this is how we define what is a tree versus a log versus a stick versus a rock versus a boulder and a pebble versus a you and a me. In Pisces energy, we're all connected. We're all the same. In Saturnian world, you're separate from me. I can't breathe for you. I can't lift weights for you. And it's karmic. Saturn is very karmic, and in Aquarius, this is us connecting our own uniqueness, our own, kind of weirdness, oddball, Uranus, oddball, Aquarian energy. It's just very different outside of the box thinking. So this is us being this outside of the box thinker, creating stability and structure within the community. This is us understanding our own uniqueness within the community. And the moon here is understanding this easy flow of energy is bringing an emotional balance. Somebody that I can think of when I'm, looking at this. If you guys have ever seen JP Sears on YouTube, he's hilarious. And he's a spiritual coach, or I don't exactly know what his title is, comedian. But it's like he went down this path for a long time of being a spiritual coach or a life help kind of person. And he always had this comedian, energy within him that he always kind of put on a shelf. He put that part of himself on a shelf while he was dealing with, because it's like, well, we have to be serious when we're talking about expansion of the mind, expansion of the heart or the ego or the, spiritual and philosophical concepts of existentialism, whatever. So he felt in the back of his mind, and this is part of the moon also creating this sextile to the south node, as well creating a trine to the north node and to Mercury, as you see this double line going right here over to the moon. So JP Sears talks about this, and he's just like, once I merged, he's like, once I identified the balance within myself, that I am this spiritual coach, but I'm also this comedian. And if I'm not living this within harmony of this, I'm denying myself my own uniqueness. So he had to let go of part of his mind that said, in the professional world, these two don't cross paths. You never cross streams, Old Ghostbusters reference for you. These two streams don't cross. Otherwise, who knows? Maybe you won't be taken seriously. I won't be considered an honest spiritual coach or whatever it may be. He's an extremely wise and smart person. So anyway, that little, kind of analogy is something that plays big in today. Is just like us understanding and finding the balance within ourselves, within our own mind, that yes, we can still, live on both sides of the fence and find our own uniqueness. And the beauty of the moon creating the sextile to the south node is this is like an easy thing to let go of. Like, why didn't I just do this a long time ago? Why didn't I merge my comedy with my spirituality a long time ago? Why didn't I, and then it's this trine, that easy flow of energy trine down here to the north node and to Mercury. Mercury is our mind. Mercury is insight. Mercury is communication. So we might be having some really lovely communication or lovely insight coming through the day. And this, again, the nodes are really important here, as this is our, first really positive encounter with the nodes since the Gemini eclipse. And this is all about this moving forward and finding the balance of our own individuality and how we are emotionally giving back to others. As our day moves on, the trine to Mercury and the moon heightens as the morning continues and moves on here. And then we start to get some really interesting energy later on in the day. What I want to focus on here is a little bit later, where we're headed. Here you go, by 11 p.m. So those trines are going to continue to happening. Now the sun moves to the anaerotic degree, the last critical degree of Gemini, making us really think before we hit, this is about being social this weekend, this Saturday and Sunday, because we're going to feel this a little bit on Sunday, but we're going to feel this more next week when the sun enters Cancer. This is in the Northern Hemisphere, we call this the midsummer blues. When the sun enters Cancer and it gets hot and people don't want to go out and do stuff, the sun, the ego, goes into this hiding here in Cancer, right? Things go hidden in the sign of Cancer, just like our moon does. Once a month, it becomes hidden, or it only shows pieces of itself. It doesn't show the whole story. So the sun here at the last degree, moving to the last degree, at the end of Saturday into Sunday, this is just powerful to make sure that we are open, we are communicating, we're thinking outside the box, we're not limiting ourselves, we're not closing our minds, being closed off to new possibilities, closed off to new ideas, closed off to the return. Mercury retrograde here so close to the nodes. All the positive aspects that we've been seeing here with the south node, connected to the moon, connected to Chiron. This is this great kind of reset where when we separate from individuals in our path and we go on our own way and say that, it's not right to be in association with you right now, whether it's a friend, a coworker, a partner that we had to separate with. This is a really unique time where people come back together. And they see their own co-creative responsibility in the relationship, where they can no longer just point the finger and say, you did this, 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 and this. And they're starting to recognize, or we as a collective, we are starting to recognize our own co-creative actions in the process of wherever we ended up. So this is a huge time, especially with Mercury's retrograde conjunct soft conjunct to the node with the eclipse, the Gemini energy, of this rekindling or reopening up communication with people from our past. And again, with this releasing of the mind, this is like, I don't know, I haven't seen you in 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it may be. I've been on my own journey. I don't know where you've been on yours. But if I'm going to just put you in the same place as where you were 5 years ago, I'm shooting myself in the foot and you. So this is just this great time right now. Again, this Libra, this balance, and being compassionate as well with Venus being in the sign of Cancer, to be open to at least hearing other people out. If other people are returning, whether it's an ex or a friend or someone you had a falling out with, a family member, whatever it may be, is to just listen. And sometimes it's one of the best things we can do is just listen to others. This is a beautiful time to reconnect, to heal, to forgive. So a lot of really positive energy. And as our day moves on here toward the end, lastly, we're getting a unique trine. Jupiter station retrograde. Okay, Jupiter has only hit 2 degrees here of Pisces and is now going to retreat back into Aquarius. But the sun and the moon are working together, this easy flow of seeking communication, seeking information, emotional balance, understanding our own karmic actions in our relationship with the other, and Jupiter about abundance. And remember, Pisces, there is no definitive line between you and I. There's no definitive line. Atoms are atoms. I don't know where an atom becomes water or an atom becomes a blade of grass or how an atom becomes a droplet of water. That is beyond my level of comprehension. The basis of all matter is atoms, and we are all connected. There's nothing separating us. So this is kind of coming back to that understanding that we're all connected and that we're simply manifesting in our lives the people that are going to be the mirror, the reflection of ourselves to push us wherever we need to be. This reflection is our greatest strengths and our greatest weaknesses. So we're always going to be manifesting and attracting a perfect vibrational match to whoever, wherever we are at that time, to propel us into the next spot of our lives. So it's like this new trine that's coming up, which is interesting because it's starting with air, and water. And then on late Saturday night, on Saturday, it moves to the moon's going to move into, on Sunday, the moon is going to move into Scorpio and the sun into Cancer. So it's going to kind of move into this grand water trine. So from grand earth or grand air, which is about information, insight, and really opening our minds, into water, which is all about feeling. Okay. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy this weekend, my friends. I hope you have blessings and openings and exciting new information, connections going on, all the beautiful things. Happy Saturday. Love you. I'll see you tomorrow.